What is up? It's your boy Johnny, SHREVE, IFBB promos that tell like it is. What's better, underhand grip pull downs or overhand grip pull downs? By the end of this video, you're gonna know how to do them both properly and how to program them in your back days. Let's get after it. Okay, so to understand what is better, no exercise is better than another exercise. It's how you use the exercise that makes the biggest difference. So if you're doing pronated pull-ups or pull downs in order to hit your traps and rhomboids and create back thickness, you're sadly mistaken. So let's just break down both movements so you have a better understanding of how they're different. For both movements, regardless if you're supinated, bowl of soup, or underhand grip, or pronated, it's an easy one to learn, right? Supinated like this, if you want to know, palms up, supinated, palms down, pronated. Right, so for both movements, whether you're doing it like this or like this, the lats are getting activated no matter what, right? So here's the main difference. We have abduction from the shoulder from the pronated position, which is here. And then when we do supinated, what happens is that it changes the orientation of where this whole arm is. In the grand scheme of things, basically where my humerus is, right? Pronated grip, my humerus is on the side, and then the lats do shoulder adduction. Supinated grip, the hands end up getting in front of our body, and then now we're doing, watch out Mario Rios, shoulder extension. Oh, that was a good one. There's still some of y'all in the comment section, I see you. Pronated from the side, we're doing shoulder adduction, right here. Supination in the front, the arms go to the front of the body. Now all of a sudden we're doing shoulder extension. Right, and we're talking more so primarily the humerus. So that's the biggest difference, is how the humerus is brought down to the side of the front. But regardless of it going this way or this way, the lats are helping out and doing the same thing. Nothing's changing. The biggest change is gonna be a few things. Number one, obviously, orientation. Your body's posture is gonna change, right? If I'm doing this and all of a sudden I'm doing this, you can see my shoulders, things are changing. If I'm doing this, and now I gotta do supinated. For me to be able to do supinated, I can't be this wide anymore. So I have to go like this. In order for me to achieve supination, my hands have to be in the front. Now, when it comes to muscles being used as well too, now we're getting into the teres major, the teres minor. Basically, they're gonna help with a couple of things. The teres major is going to help internally rotate the shoulder, and it's going to help shoulder adduction as well too. The teres minor is going to help with shoulder adduction as well, but at the same time, it's going to help with external rotation. So if I'm doing supinated, my teres minor is going to help with that movement. So going from here to here, you guys can do yourselves this a couple times already. Put your hands up like this, and I want you to start supinating your hands. Make a bowl of soup as much as you can. All of a sudden you realize that, oh man, my elbow is coming to the front, right? And you're finding yourself opening up, and all of a sudden you're feeling this work a little more. You're feeling your lats a little more for some reason, because it's aiding with that. Again, guess what? It's still gonna help this or this, and the lats work. Now, how do we differentiate which one does what and is gonna give me the most benefit for whatever I'm thinking I'm going to do? Well, we're gonna bring this over to the lab. We're just the pull down machine over here. Hey guys, a lot of you guys are watching this video but not subscribed, so do your boy a favor. Subscribe to the channel and hit that post notification button as well too. So next time I put a video, you'll be the first ones to get it. Hopefully by now you guys like the video. So if you do, hit that like button. And if you want your gains to go to use, make sure you guys grab my ebook right now. The final diet is in the link in the description below. Back to the show. To show you guys the difference, I'm gonna do a few reps. Supinated to show you guys the difference. Now I know I'm not sitting in a traditional lat pull down machine, but it's just for the sake of it, guys, let's just talk about the lats doing everything. We're just gonna assume that we are in a machine of some sort and we are great from floor to core. And guess what? If you might have this machine at home too and you're just like, hey, Johnny, this is perfect. If I do a video with my piece of equipment that I have, great. So from floor to core, when we're doing pull downs, one of the biggest things, make sure we're underneath the weight. We want to be too far back because they end up rolling it back this way and ends up being a rear delt trap exercise. So we want to be underneath it, almost simulating as if we were actually doing a pull-up. A pull-up and a pull-down are virtually the exact same movement. The only difference is you're pulling one down and you're only pulling yourself up. And in terms of from the torso to the fingertips, it's the exact same exercise. So you want to be underneath the bar. We don't want to be back this way. We want to be underneath the bar, so right away there's tension already pulling me up. Now, when I do a pull down, a couple things are going to happen. Again, we're going to talk about those extra muscles that are making the difference in this movement. Number one, when we're doing a pull down, the scaps, they just they don't retract as much. There is some retraction there, but not as much as if you were doing a high row. But again, my scapulars are basically shifting and doing this when we're doing pull downs. So the biggest difference would be when you're doing a pull down is number one, we're doing, again, shoulder adduction. The bicep brachioradialis, or this guy right here, is engaged a lot more. And then the scapulas, more so, you should make sure they're staying depressed, but they elevate and depress. They do this, they elevate and depress. So you watch me do a lift, if you watch me do a set, when I'm pulling down, again, we want to make sure the shoulders stay depressed by engaging lat still, is that they're not necessarily protracting and retracting, but in a vertical pull, they're shifting up and down, or I would say elevating and depressing. Elevation, depression. But for good form's sake, when they're here, they're gonna stay depressed, so they have a nice big stretch at the top of the lift and then pulling down. Now, when we're doing supinated pulls, how does that make a difference? Well, now we're looking into more so what are we trying to target? Again, both movements are gonna make your lats grow, no matter what. Both of these movements are gonna hit your lats, if ands, buts about it. Now, how do we program this? What makes the most sense? Well, here's a couple things. Number one, you're going to be able to supinate, pull down more weight because of just proximity, where your body positioning. Now, I made this comment before, anything close, anything furthest away from midline is gonna start getting more difficult. So if I say like midline being like this, the further away my hands are from this is gonna be that much harder to pull, meaning you're not gonna be able to pull as much weight. The closer we get to that midline, the more we're going to be able to pull. We're in our cylinder. We're stronger here than we are spread apart, if that makes any sense. Now again, from here we can pull a lot more weight. So when we're looking at pulling more weight, it's because of the fact that there's more muscles that are involved with this lift. Again, primarily the lats are gonna get all of the love, the juiciest love in the world. It's gonna get all the love. I'm gonna keep saying all the love until this video's done. You're gonna get all of that. Now, if I'm someone who has been at a show and the judge is like, you need to work on your back thickness, or you're just looking at your back one day somehow and you caught yourself in the mirror, or somebody was like, you got a wide ass back, but you're really shallow in your traps and your rhomboids and your rear delts, then you're like, I got an idea. I'm gonna start adding in supinated pull downs, or even just neutral pull downs. Anything that brings your arms from here to here is gonna add more of those extra muscles I was talking about to help with your back thickness. So on one day, you're just trying to really focus on growing wide. And again, you're gonna grow wide no matter what, doing this or this, supinated or pronated. But if I wanna pull a little more and I really wanna emphasize that other part of my back that needs to develop more for that 3D look, I'm gonna add in supinated pull downs. Now again, they can be supinated pull downs. We won't get into the neutral until next video and we'll compare these two, but either way, if I wanna pull more, get more back thickness, get more trap, get more scap retraction and protraction, that full range of motion to really pull out that part of my back, then I'm doing supinated pull downs. If I'm just trying to just get my back wide and just really focus on a hard pull and great range of motion and no scap retraction, just literally keeping your shoulders or your scaps depressed and just really stretching it, you're gonna get a better overall stretch being in that vertical position and pull. And you're still gonna get a very good stretch when it comes to being supinated as well too, but again, you're gonna add some other muscles in there that you want because that's what you want to make sure your back's getting thicker. So when it comes down to it, that's the biggest difference. What you're gonna do is you're gonna program both of those. You're gonna put them on 2 separate days. Maybe your one back day is gonna have just pull-up variation. So your next day is gonna be a supinated variation. And that's basically it. And again, when it comes down to it, you're gonna get your best out of both lifts by making sure that you're getting a full stretch at the top of the lift, no matter what. Whether you're sitting like this and doing a pull down or doing a pull down like this, we wanna make sure that we get the full stretch under a load. This part of the lift being either supinated or this part of the lift either being pronated, under a load is going to be the biggest part of that range that's gonna elicit muscle growth, more muscle recruitment. The stretched portion of the lift under a load is gonna elicit that much more muscle growth, muscle stimulus. So again, full range of motion with both hand positionings. Hope that cleared things up. And that is it for today's video, guys. If you wanna see more videos like that, or any ones you want me to break down even more, let me know in the comment section below. Grab my ebook, The Final Diet, is in the link in the description below. Get yours now. Until next time, you guys know what it is. Iron sharpens iron. Progressive overload your life. In the meantime, keep juicing.